The American Civil War was the most deadly and arguably the most important event in our nation's history. A brutal war that put brother against brother and cleaved our nation in two, that cost the United States the blood of over 600,000 soldiers. It was death on an industrial scale, with nothing to help cure it. With the advent of new and highly lethal weapons and ammunition, it was easier than ever to cripple enemy soldiers. One such thing would be the widespread use of the Meunier ball, designed to expand while traveling along the rifle barrel in order to increase accuracy and range. This advance in weaponry, along with outdated military tactics, are often cited as a reason for the large number of casualties during the Civil War. The carnage these advancements caused would trigger a revolution in battlefield medicine, beginning first with the implementation of field hospitals, a game changer in first aid. Field hospitals are able to treat and aid soldiers extremely quickly. Utilizing field hospitals in the battlefield is accredited for saving thousands of lives. At first, the implementation of field hospitals was unorganized and unsuccessful due to overcrowding that led to disease spread. But thanks to the help of Clara Barton and the U.S. Sanitary Commission, field hospitals became places of care for wounded soldiers. Clara Barton brought forth revolutionary treatments for wounded soldiers. Infection was the number one cause of death for soldiers post-surgery. It was caused by tetanus, erysipelas, and gangrene, which is the death of soft tissue. That's one reason for the creation of field hospitals. Some surgeons performed amputations on the field of battle to try to increase chances of survival. But Clara Barton's utilization of bromine for infected wounds drastically reduced rates of death from wounded infections. Though Clara Barton greatly improved conditions for some soldiers through her novel treatments and basic knowledge of disease control, many doctors were uninformed about such practices, leading to further disease spread. During the Civil War, the experience and training of doctors wasn't very well regulated. The Union only had about 98 doctors registered, and the Confederacy had only about 24. Therefore, both armies were willing to take anyone who considered themselves a physician. Most of these new doctors carried around a copy of a military surgery manual that had been written by Dr. Samuel Gress. Many doctors didn't understand germs or how they were carried or spread. As a result, they violated nearly every rule of sterile technique that doctors use today. Dr. William Watson wrote in his letters about observing other doctors in the field. It was common to see another doctor with his sleeves rolled up to his elbows, his bare arms as well as his linen apron smeared with blood, and his knife held between his teeth. It's been over 150 years since the end of the American Civil War. Medicine and disease control have progressed significantly since the days of its end. Yet even today, we still have some takeaways and improvements inspired from them. Whether it's mobile army surgical hospitals or MASH units that have been developed based on the idea of field hospitals, the use of penicillin to halt the progression of an infection and stop disease spread, or carrying out an operation by a certified doctor, nurse, or surgeon. and the implementation of proper sanitation and hygiene, which are all things that the Civil War have brought us to do.